Sun's outlines in, let the good times flow. Breathing in the moments, taking it slow. Thinkum, dinkum, casting so free. Ain't about the catch, it's the journey.
Hi fishing fans, welcome back to Thinkum Dinkum. So today we're going to go over how to catch the Wels Catfish. And why the Wels Catfish? Well, there's a new Facebook group called Championship VR Fishing. And as of today, which is the 9th of March 2025, they are having a tournament that features the Wels Catfish. So starting at noon, you can enter that tournament. It is a week-long tournament. In the tournament, at least if it follows the same pattern as last week, I haven't checked the rules yet for this week's tournament, but if it follows the same pattern as last week, what you do is you'll catch 30 fish, so 30 Wels Catfish, and then you take the top 5 fish and you post those to the board. And so I do have a video already on how to post things to the board. And so let's talk about like where to catch the Wels Catfish and how to catch it. Let me move over here to the map. So there are 5 maps. They're all in Europe where you can catch a Wels Catfish. The first is Belgium number 2, which is called the Meuse River in Liege. And it's Belgium. It looks like this in the background. It's really pretty. That's the place where I've caught most of my Wels Catfish. At the time I was going hard on the leaderboard. And so I was looking not for size of Wels Catfish, but spawn rate, right? So at the time, there were only 2 maps where the Wels Catfish was featured, which was Belgium 2 and Netherlands 3. And Belgium 2 definitely has more spawns of Wels Catfish than Netherlands 3. Now, I can't say anything to the size, whether there's a size difference in one map or the other. Like, for example, does Netherlands 3, do you catch larger Wels Catfish than Belgium 2? I don't know. But both of those maps, the IJssel River and the Meuse River in Liege, both have the Wels Catfish, so you can catch that fish in either one. I will attempt to try and figure out if there's a difference in spawn sizes or catch sizes between the different maps. So be looking out for that video. It will take a little time. Anyway, the other 3 maps are in Europe Volume 2 that just dropped. What was it, last week or week before? There are 3 maps in here. It's map 1, 2, and 3. So Binne and Alster, Klein, Alster, and Castle Anholt. Of the 3, I have caught a Wels Catfish in map 1, Binne and Alster, and in map 3, Castle Anholt. Now, to be fair, I haven't caught many. I've only caught 1 in each of those 2 maps, and I have not caught any in Klein Alster, but I haven't really been fishing for the Wels Catfish in those 3 maps. So I have seen it spawn on all 3 maps. I don't want to say that it spawns a lot, but then again, you may not be looking for spawn rate. You may be looking for which is the biggest, which I don't know at this point. So anyway, let's go and let's head over to the one that had the best spawn rate, at least previously, prior to the Europe Volume 2, which is the Meuse River in Liege. Because, in a video, we are a little pressed for time. I don't want to keep you guys sitting here waiting while I try to find a fish. So the biggest challenge let's take a look at the Wels Catfish here. So we have a lot of smaller to medium-sized fish in this map, right? We have brown trout, barbel, which are large fish. Northern pike is a large fish. The Wels Catfish is the only huge fish in this map. Because it's a huge fish, we can use that and the fact that it's on top to basically target it by going after huge swirls. Now, what's a huge swirl? Well, I've told people in the past when I'm teaching them how to catch the Wels Catfish, that if you ask yourself, is that swirl big enough? It's not big enough. It should be big enough that you say, wow, that is definitely a Wels Catfish, because that is a huge swirl. So, I mean, if you find yourself asking, hey, is that a huge swirl? just refresh and continue on. Because it's probably it may not be. Now there are some fish in here that create pretty large swirls, not quite as big as the Wels catfish. So just beware of that. And if you catch the wrong thing, then you catch the wrong thing. It's not going to hurt against you in the competition anyway. It just costs you a little time that you may not want to spend. Anyway, let's go through it. So it likes minnow, popper, and worm. I have caught it on all three. I tend to like using the minnow, mostly because I play in multiplayer rooms, and the popper works just as well. But the popper can be annoying to some other people sometimes, hearing that bloop, bloop, bloop. And I tend to like lure fishing better than bait fishing, because like I'm not very good at casting. So if I don't hit the spot right on, I can kind of twitch the lure over to the fish if I need to. Whereas bait casting, I have to cast long, but if I go left and right, then I have to like reel it back in and recast. So I tend to use the minnow, but all three work just as well for the Wels catfish, because you're already going to know where the fish is and what the fish is when you go to catch it. And how are you going to do that? Well, let me show you. I'm going to put this window down, and I'm going to hit the gear, right? Because what we're going to do is we're putting it down so that we can see the water, right? I want to be able to see all of the water. And then we're going to reset the fish. Resetting the fish is changing the difficulty. Every time you change the difficulty, all the fish in the map respawn. Okay? So it's as simple as that. So basically, we're just going to change and go put it on hard, then put it right back on expert. You have to be on expert, and you have to be level 20 to catch the Wels catfish, because it is an epic fish. All right, I don't see any large swirls. I usually give it between 5 and 10 seconds. I used to only give it like 5 seconds. If you want, you can give it a few more seconds if you'd like. Usually 5 seconds is enough. And then I would just do hard and expert again if you don't see a large swirl. It could actually be there, but not creating a swirl, but we're just looking for a large swirl, right? So we're not going to sit here and waste our time trying to find it if it doesn't present itself. So. And sometimes there's a large swirl, and that is a Wels catfish. Let's see it move around. Definitely a Wels catfish. We're going to catch it. If you noticed, it was like huge. Let's go. And it should turn your line red basically almost immediately, which that one did. Within 3 seconds, it should. Oh, we pulled our bait out of the way, but it's still there. If you see a swirl or bubbles disappear on you, doesn't mean the fish is gone. See, it's still right there. We can still catch it. Come on, there we go. Now it will pull drag. Yeah, don't worry if you ever see a swirl or bubbles disappear on you, the fish is still there. You can still go catch it. It may have, sometimes the bubbles or swirl disappear so that it can kind of reset and swim back to where it started, I think, anyway. But yeah, sometimes the bubbles or the swirls just kind of go away, but the fish is still there. Definitely a Wels catfish. I missed the snap there. We'll have to make sure that we get the next snap, or else he will break off. He's pretty sensitive when it comes to breaking off and stuff. So. Okay, should we jump in here in a second? Maybe? Knock them out. Maybe we're close to jump. Maybe no jump again. Alright, there's the Wels catfish. So, like I was saying before, just keep resetting. Sometimes it takes a while. Like you could take 10 to 20 resets, maybe even more. But when you see a swirl and it's huge like that, go after it. So this Wels catfish is 86.207. I know that this is on the small side. I have seen as small as 84. The record is 102 point something inches. It's pretty high. I know I have one that's 102 point something inches, and at one time it was pretty high up there on the list of like Wels Catfish, but since then it has gone down. I think I'm like in number 30th place or maybe even lower. So even within the same inch, there are that many. But just to give you a target, 102 something is the record, the real VR fishing record. And so yeah, that's the target. And you know, if you get 102s and you can get 5 102s, you will probably win the tournament because they are tough to get. But anyway, so yeah, that's 86, and that's how to catch the Wels Catfish. It's basically just reset until you see large swirl, use whatever it likes, and put it right on top of the swirl, and you will get Wels Catfish. And especially in this map, it's the only fish that you're going to get with that large swirl. So really easy to target, really easy to get. The reeling in, you know, is a little bit of a challenge. Not as challenging as some of the sharks, not as challenging as most of the sharks, quite frankly. So yeah, it's a good fish, and not the best for credits, but a great fish and a lot of fun to catch. So have fun catching the Wels Catfish. Tight lines.